Gonna take a lot of convincing for me for this final pick here for Keen to think that Gen G can actually turn the tides. And they will look for just the robust front line here of the Scion. This draft does a lot of different things for Gen G. You can front to back a little bit, you can poke for objective control with the Ezreal, but when Hanwha Life press the R buttons, when they press go, even a Scion isn't gonna be safe. Even a Scion can be burst down so quickly into this composition. I think Gen G are really gonna need to operate with a lead because they don't even have a strong side lane setup here for this Ryze to play through. You know, you're not going to be able to realm warp on top of somebody, collapse easily through, say, a side laning Camille or even Aurora that's on the other side. Gen G, Coach Kim said, we look for tier in our drafts more than counter picks. I don't think they got counter picks here, and they didn't really get too much tier outside of the Ryze and the Nico.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, Wolf. I think Hanwha Life Esports definitely a more solid identity. It feels like Gen G somewhat got lost along the way. They definitely still have very strong tier picks, but
Can't wait to see.
well, we got it going right here, guys. Game number 1 starts right now.
I think that Gen G, I have a suspicion.
The flash comes in. Duro is in a bit of trouble. He is going to get away, but now the follow-up from Peanut is right there. And Duro, with the red buff ticking, they'll give this kill right over to Viper, and immediately Hanwha Life Esports are on the board.
Now, they did have to commit summoners in order to get this done, but they got both of Duros as well as the kill.
And now we got Hex Flash maybe in the mid lane. Peanut setting up for this one. Chovy probably gonna have to flash, doesn't even do it! Accepts his fate, and Zeka picks up a kill. Both the carries already online for Hanwha Life. I mean, Zeka is Orianna, but he's got Flash, and with the jungler right there, they don't want to commit to it, so.
You think the composition for Hanwha Life is so reliant on setup here? It's gonna be difficult for them to actually gain access to these grubs here. Chovy does not have prio in mid for the moment, although that will change in just a second here. But if Gen G gets set up with those strong level 6s that you mentioned, Chronicler, it's tough for Hanwha Life, but instead looking for a bit of a wraparound here on the Vi, setting a trap for Peanut.
Yeah, I mean, they should know that he has started this one up, as now Chovy going to be spotted. They just go on a delight here as the follow-up just not there. And now in comes Hanwha Life Esports, just going to knock away the one guy, the support. And now the follow-up here on a Canyon, who is in a lot of trouble. Does get that shield up, though, and a bit of health on the follow-up. The damage not quite there, and finally they get it, but Zeka is going to immediately bite the dust. Viper also on the run as Chovy looking for more. Needs a Q, needs something, and they finally do get him down. Chovy collects the kill.
They're still going.
Yeah, we got a fight in here. It looks like Canyon wanted to fight for the grubs, but he's by himself against 4 people. Says, I can take the 1v1, but not the 1v4. As now, we do have the teleport coming out, and the Scion is going to be ulting in. They try to go in onto the front line here. A ton of damage into Canyon, and he will be going down. But it's in a trade for the support as Peanut super low himself. Keen frontlining for the team. As Zeus kind of just has to get out of here. Zeka just zoning the Ryze, but not good enough. And Zeus will have to flash away. Looking for the double dragon is Gen G. And can they actually lock it down? It's a massive shockwave comes in from Zeka. He only gets the one, though. And it is going to be the dragon going the way of Gen G. Yeah, it definitely does feel like this should favor Gen G. This soul, it's not the strongest, but we're going to like it, especially with these 2 drakes that they have picked up. And you take a look at where the gold is here for Gen G, even though they're behind overall. Ruler's getting really fed. He's 2-0-2. He's got double buff, and this Ezreal's going to hit his 2-item spike very early. Right as I say that, maybe I cursed him, is now trying to go in and take down Viper, trying to take the 1v2, does get the kill, and now Zeus is like, well, I guess maybe I'll take him out eventually here, but still, the fact that he was able to get a kill in that circumstance is big.
Here, by the way, first brick on the line.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get it, and that means that they're one objective away from the feats of strength, as now he got an engage coming in, but that's on a Ruler. He's totally fine, and now they just turn on a Peanut. The damage is huge. They can't quite take him out, and finally they do. Canyon gonna pick up that kill. And Gen G immediately turned the fight around, and Keen is having a ball down here in bot lane.
He's just ulting Zeka. He's like, I took your turn, I'm gonna take your health bar too.
This dragon is about to spawn, and now Gen G have tempo.
I think Zeka might not have even had ult, right? Because he ulted the wave to try to defend the turret moments before. Either way, going to be a big charge here.
Well, that's going to be a Canyon right in the middle of all of them. Doesn't seem to care, though, as everybody's here for Gen G, and they want another turret. They will get it.
Chovy's able to get prio consistently.
Duro, kind of an interesting spot here, but they don't want to go all in, just onto the support. This damage
TPs
done for this dragon. The TPs are coming in. The Scion from the left side is Delight not really finding an engage angle. He's just rooted forever, and now Keen is in the front line, and Delight is just dead. He's just out of the fight, and now the front line is immediately burst down. Down goes Peanut. as a bunch of damage coming in from the side of Zeus, but he can't do it all by himself. Canyon gonna get the Drake. Only Duro goes down. Viper hits the ground as well. It's a triple kill for Chovy. I believe this is our performer, Minju from Islet, who did do the performance earlier on today. Hope you guys did enjoy that. She's here watching the games.
I love how Gen.G are playing this.
All right, Peanut again, trying to make something happen. They turn onto him, but it is a trade for Canyon at least. But still, this mid lane turret is going to go down. The damage is being done by Zeus into this Scion. He's got the Leandries, but it's just not enough, especially when Zeka's not here. Yeah, look at the level difference that was just highlighted there. Zeka not level 16 for this fight. Gen.G looking to fight a straight up front to back here, it looks like. Zeus is going to be found on the flank here. Gen.G looking to push in and looking to declare this Ocean Soul theirs. Will they be able to do this? This looks like maybe the most straight up fight we're going to have in this game.
The Ruler.
But it really comes down to Hanwha Life Esports. Ruler is doing a very nice job of poking down, but Keen has taken a decent chunk here from the Corki, who is online. Peanut goes in, but again, that's onto the Scion. They're trying to chip him away. They're not quite able to do it just yet, as this one is going to be engaged right onto the front line. Duro is going to flash away. The Scion is taking everything up. Duro is down, and the Redemption is used. The ult finally gets Canyon away, but Chovy accesses the backline. Peanut steals away the Drake, and Chovy is unaccounted for. The shockwave, though, is pretty gigantic, but look at Ruler on the left side. Nobody looks at him. The fight is heavily won by Gen.G.
You finally got the Scion down so low. You're finally able to take out Chovy, but the second threat comes in. Ruler's over the wall, and he's at full health, and he is just going to clean up the fight. That's the win for Gen.G there. They lose the Dragon, but they've got their eyes on a bigger prize here in the Baron.
And Chovy, for me, was the difference maker.
Hanwha Life hoping for another fight on Dragon, but man, Gen.G are not giving up any control. No vision here for Hanwha on the map.
Well, Peanut's going to find some. He's not going to like what he sees as he runs straight into Gen.G. And the amount of lockdown that they have with the Nico, the Vi, the Rise, is just not able to get away.
And it's been kind of the inverse. Peanut had an incredible start to this game, but I think as often is the case with Poppy, if you ever do lose control and you're playing Poppy from behind, it's not very fun.
Just gonna Scion ult straight into the front, and everybody gets delivered to the back line with the Realm Warp. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Over the wall they go. Zeus goes down, and Gen.G are just rolling Hanwha Life Esports now. It is an ace, and they might just end the game right here, 30 minutes in.
This is such a big shift of momentum here for Gen.G already in this first game. Bit of a rougher early game, but they turned it around so hard and crushed Hanwha Life Esports with a 10,000 gold lead here at 30 minutes.
Ends up being not a very close game if you look at 15 minutes onwards or so, as Gen.G run it from there on, and they take down game number 1 here at the 2025 Woori Bank LCK Grand Finals.
This allowed Gen.G to, if they played it right, team fight nearly perfectly through the mid game and onwards. You could see that clear spot that you were mentioning, Valdez, around 15, 16 minutes in where Gen.G took control of the game. They never relented after that. And Gen.G, they mastered this composition coming into this series. They knew exactly what they wanted to do.
Okay. Coming through here, the Akali for Zeka. That's a big risk. Into Talia Rakan.
For that Kaisa hover, and it will lock it in. It was banned in game 1, available here in the second. Gen.G have already won one game on red side. Here in game 2, opt to wait and see what the full composition is before locking in that Kaisa. And in game 1, overall, I think the three of us liked Hanwha Life's draft. It had a clear identity. I don't think I could say the same about their game 2 draft here. And on the side of Gen.G, they have so many answers.
Really does feel like this is two very short-range compositions with some ultimates notwithstanding, and it's going to be whoever pulls ahead first. If you are playing either of these compositions behind, I think you're just going to be feeling miserable. It's going to be really hard to contest.
They've thrown the gauntlet, and we'll see if they can do it here on Comfort in game number 2.
I like how aggressively Delight and Viper are playing this, knowing that at level 1, the Leona feels very strong here. It is a Yunara lane, committing the barrier.
Slowest junglers, you're generally be done around the time that Scuttle Crab spawns. So almost gets double scuttled here, Canyon.
We're going to maybe turn this one around as the max range. Wind becomes lightning. He's going on in, but they're not fully committing to this. And now the slow is there on a Canyon. Make that a pillar follow-up as the flash away, but still they flash jump on in. The exhaust going to help out big time. And now Peanut's taking so much damage in this front line, but so is Keen. But at the the end of the day, Canyon gonna turn this one around as his flashes in, tries to take it 1v2, but instead gets sat down by Canyon.
At least
exert a lot of pressure down there and push them away. Zeus does not have his flash. Now the needles are coming in. Keen taking an aggressive trade as he is getting low, but not low enough as Canyon gets in, picks up a third kill. Yeah, it is, but now he got some needles coming on in. Keen taking an aggressive trade once again. The overheat comes out as exhaust utilized. Keen, he wants the kill, and he wants it now. He will pick it up, but he does go down in the trade. Has to utilize exhaust as well.
But Gen.G have had so far good answers, and Canyon's here once again.
Canyon is here, and I don't think that you can fight against Canyon. He got a 9.5-minute Sundered Sky. This Xin Zhao is unkillable. They have the man advantage, but they're not going to be able to dive this turret by any means. Well, I say that, they're trying to look for it, actually, but the Kais is coming down. The turn coming out here from Gen.G is cautious, especially with the Akali out on the map, but they'll prevent any kind of dive from happening on the bottom lane as TP almost interrupted there, actually.
And Ruler has a cause. Oh, Canyon.
Well, we got full summoners here for the side of Hanwha Life Esports. We'll see if Viper can get away. He's not going to flash the knock-up, uses the barrier, and at the end of the day, he just goes down, and now the Talia's in. That's 2 kills now for Gen.G.
They have to get something cross-map here. They have to, or they're in big trouble.
They might just be able to exhaust is still on cooldown, and 3v1, they will be able to at least take down Keen, but that is 2 kills. One more in Canyon's pockets, one for Ruler to help catch him up, and the Dragon on top of it.
And lane, he was able to get Raptors, then wrap around. We simply give it up and try to get something elsewhere because this fight could blow up in the game.
Trying to go on a Ruler here that's already a ton of damage as in goes to Leona, but Duro is there for the peel, takes a bunch himself, but the follow-up from Chovy gets there on time. The equalizer only hitting Canyon as eventually Ruler doesn't have any way to get out, and they do collapse onto him. It's a 1-for-1 trade.
Does not have his ultimate back online just yet, though.
It was Zeus' ultimate, though, that killed Ruler there because he couldn't actually walk it off the way that he wanted to.
They're committing to a fight on the bottom side here with the exhaust. They want to take down Zeka, but he is Akali. This is very difficult to lock down. Toby doesn't have his ult. And meanwhile, Hanwha Life Esports were just getting the Rift Herald, so that's going to feel very good once again to get another TP out of Gen.G.
Canyon wants to try to stop his back here.
He'll be able to.
Might be able to just take him down at this point. No ult available for Zeka. We got redemptions coming in as Canyon says, I want this kill. And I want it now, but the flash is going to come out as there's the W. Follow-up kill from Ruler from downtown in the jungle. Going to take him out.
And thank you for the delivery, says Ruler. I'll be taking that kill as the Kaisa now 3-1.
We got a wall coming in, but the charge is still going to come down as it does not block the Rift Heralds, unfortunately for Chovy.
Hanwha Life down in gold technically, but have so much map control.
All right, really trying to lock down Ruler. He does have his flash. They use so much to get the flash, but it is definitely very worth it, especially when there's no objectives. He will definitely have to mash. You can see that Duro's going in, but he's going to be locked down. He kind of gets denied his way out. Still has the quickness, but zoned away very low on HP now. As you see the flank coming in, has to flash the seismic shove already. And now the engage is going to be forced here by Delight. It's in onto Canyon and onto Ruler in that backline, but they have so much damage onto that Leona. They can't take out Ruler as look at Zeka goes so deep, but eventually just goes down and Ruler survives this entire fight. Viper doing an excellent job of kiting it out, but he's the only one alive. Chovy! And Chovy goes in and shuts him down. Takes the kill, and Gen.G take a gigantic fight.
Chovy will take no chances, even though it's just Viper. He's bloodthirsty for the kill. And again, it's the combination of that reap. Oh, hold up.
Yeah, we got another fight here. Looks like Hanwha Life Esports kind of half-heartedly just kind of running in there as Duro's going to get away. It's a big equalizer, though. They take out Keen. The follow-up is there for HLE. They want to get Duro, but it's not enough. Finally, they do get him on the backside there, but in goes Ruler with the assassination. But this time, Viper has tons of room. Gets the shutdown on the Xin Zhao. And Chovy here on the run, trying to take the disengage cone, but the follow-up from the Yunara is just too big. It's 2 shutdowns for Viper's Yunara.
What I do actually think is now worth to mention is Ruler. He's there.
It's the Ruler spot. He's by himself in the Ruler spot. Who could have predicted this? He just goes down essentially for free. No flash, no way to get out, uses his cleanse.
Mid and now a nearly late game.
You see a fight brewing here. Delight kind of by himself. You see Viper not really able to help him out. That's the flash on in. Will they overcommit is really the only question I have, as this is just a Leona, but they are going so deep to try to kill Delight, and yes, they will, but Ruler by himself behind the play as they look to collapse. Ingo saves over the wall, tons of damage, but they turn onto him. Immediate double kill comes in for Keen, and now it's 5v3. Yes, some low health bars here for Gen G, but they're still liking the way. They're still liking the numbers. Chovy going in by himself, but he knows he's tanky. The damage from Viper is way too much for them to handle. As the flash shuriken is going to miss, Chovy has to flash away. Gen G barely get ahead of this fight.
This game is crazy! It's actually Gen G to try to
They're running for
Hanwha Life.
They've got control vision. They've got control vision. They're going to try to force Gen G to rotate over.
Gen G know about it, yeah.
They have to peel off. The peanut is just too low. So Gen G will get the dragon. And there's just no response, unfortunately, for Hanwha Life fans here on the other side of the map.
We got maybe a flank coming in here. Yeah, the Akali's got an angle. Zeka looking for it. They want to turn onto him. And so Zeka's angle going to be denied. And now the follow-up comes in, and Zeka's just by himself. He gets taken out, essentially for free in the flank. It immediately backfires.
Duro's the flash and ult there to help secure the kill before Zeka can get out there. And that's a huge pick for Gen G, and they'll finally take out this mid-turret.
Rula turns around and says, I am the danger, as Zeka is trying to find the flank, gets spotted. Gen G read the play, and now they start up Nash.
Okay, this is still not a free Nash by any means. Viper doesn't have that flashback, but he is ready to fight.
It's going to be up to Peanut, but they immediately turn onto him as they burst him down. The burst out of this comp is just insane from Gen G, and with no jungler, that just means Gen G get a free objective, and this game was so close.
They want this soul. All they have to do is stop Viper in one fight. Viper got his IE for this one. This is likely the fight to decide the game.
Yeah, it might just be all up to Viper as the guerrilla tactics not necessarily working out as frontlining now. The light goes in, but look at the damage on the Peanut as that's a big stun. Gets Ruler down, and now Viper's got it. The spike comes in as Peanut lives and takes down the dragon, denies the soul once again. Trovy's gonna go down. And the Zunara unchecked in the fight means that HLE will win it big time.
They might be able to end.
We'll
the
see
death
if
time
they
is on like
can.
50 seconds.
Keen, though, he's gonna stop the mid wave at least. They're trying to go for bot wave.
Oh, that's hard.
I don't know
really
if they've
hard.
got enough time.
I don't think so. I mean, it's still really long death timers here, but they have to spend so much time pushing this wave through an entire turret here. The inner turret's still up. Peanut's going to tank it to try to rush this down. I think Gen G will have a defense.
And the fact that, of course, Cloud Soul is on the line for both teams. They try to get Peanut, but he's just going to flash away. And now Duro does get the double dash out of there. But that's going to be down a flash. But that's just on the Trundle as another pick on a Peanut. He's taking a bunch of damage. And they're looking for the Solar Flare. That's not even going to hit Chovy. He holds on to his summoners.
So worried about this Keen flank as well, the sandwich. Hanwha Life have to make a choice. Collapse onto Keen or fight for the dragon.
Oh, look at the damage here onto this one. The wall's coming down, but it gets fighted by Peanut as Canyon goes into his GA. The equalizer is big. Ruler trying to frontline, but Canyon going to be the first casualty, but Ruler untouched as his Viper. It's so much on a thin edge here. Ruler going in with the ultimate. Wants to execute Viper to get his GA. And Ruler survives at the end of the fight. He will not be denied this fight. Gen G take it down with a Ruler triple kill.
He doesn't need a GA! Only his flash and ult necessary to get Gen G to team fight win!
Look at his face.
The reaction on the player cam is priceless as well because he knows the risk paid off and he was able to carry his team to this final team fight victory. It took 30 in the first, but in the second it'll be a nearly 40-minute game that Gen G wrestle away from Hanwha Life Esports to go up match point, one game away from getting revenge from the summer finals from last year. And yes, he's 10,000 damage down on Inara, but did so much more in the final fight that mattered most. And Hanwha Life Esports' comp, I didn't trust it. They were able to get map control. They were able to actually wrestle it back, but in the end, it's Gen G who are victorious. Look at these giant dips in the
gold graph, man!
Lee Sin.
He's in an interesting
Ooh,
one.
locked in.
But I mean, it's into Silas as well.
Oh, to Tristana! We've seen him play it before.
Well.
Would have an incredible amount of laning power. And Tristana Alistair, that's a classic bouncy house combo.
Decades with
He's a
that
hyper
duo.
carry, actually has a lot of safety and range. I kind of love this.
Or it's just Ziggs.
It is!
Okay, it's just Ziggs. And we've loved Ziggs nowadays. I mean, we even saw it picked earlier on in some drafts, but
I don't love it that much here, though.
It's Ziggs solo damage. I don't know if it's enough.
No, guys, we're not falling for it. I fought this in game 1. I'm like, oh, I don't know if they have enough. They'll have enough damage. It's Gen G.
And it is Keen Sante. I mean, there's some damage there. It's Canyon Lee Sin. It's like ultimate comfort. Chovy's undefeated on Galio, right? I mean, Duro, Alistar. I mean, this composition has. I mean, they have such insane mastery of all of these champions. They have great range with the Ziggs into a mostly melee composition here for Hanwha Life. Outside of the Smolder that scales incredibly well, I just don't know if you get access to the Smolder when the Sylas has Alistar.
He needs to here as we hop into the Rift for game number 3. Fans have come out and forced big time. Keen being bullied up in the top lane. Might have to flash here. There it is. What is happening?
The Light, you are in the enemy jungle.
It's okay. They have Prio from mid.
Most consistent Smolders in the LCK.
Oh, knocking the Braum in turret range. Delight, he's like, oh no, not the mines! As first blood goes over to Ruler already. And that is so early on in the game. 5 minutes is, we got to see how that even happened. Delight now down both summoners as well. Yeah, we're getting a bit of a skirmish. It's a 3-on-3 for now, but the Galio comes in a bit sooner.
Bomb.
As okay, Mom does come down the turn immediately on a Viper, but he just flaps away as the follow-up Galio ult stolen by Zeka, who is in the thick of it behind enemy lines. And Chovy's actually the one that's in the most danger as the kick is gigantic. But nobody has gone down yet. Finally, Duro bites the dust. As the damage comes in, they take out the Smolder. But now the Sylas just loves these scrappy fights as the Light will not go down the flash through, and finally Ruler gets him. But it's still a win in the fight going to HLE.
From Zeka isn't the cleanest. He's still able to follow Chovy's Galio and get into the back line. Tries to focus down Duro, but he buys so much space for Viper.
Flash.
And the Light's looking for it.
Flash on in, and Viper is, the stun comes down, and I think Chovy will be okay. Gets the level up, but eventually you just auto-attack him to death. Not seeing the Braum TP for some reason, and yet he was never in any danger of dying. They just don't have enough consistent damage to ever take him down. As now, maybe they have enough as the kick is good onto 2. They're trying to burst down Peanut, and they will be able to do so. That's a shutdown here for the Ziggs. We got TP coming in as Keen Sante maybe a bit in trouble, but he's just going in. As now this TP, they're trying to actually punish him for it.
Keen is in trouble.
As Keen is still going in, still eventually will be taken out by the Smolder as in goes Zeus 1v3, just trying to taxi his way out. The big bomb, and Delight is going to block the damage. Gets away from that one as Chovy just solo in the top lane.
Gold lead is Rulers, but how much does that really mean in terms of...
Zeus?
He's very behind enemy lines. Duro still has his ult and heal. We got a Ziggs coming up here, a 4-1 Ziggs, and they can keep him around basically forever. Zeus has nowhere to go. He's trying to dash his way to victory. That's not the best satchel, and eventually he just flashes out. So they get the flash.
This is the worst.
Ruler! Ruler in the Ruler spot. He has a TP, or a turret rather, but it doesn't matter. He's just gonna die.
Even if there's a turret there, it's still the Ruler spot.
But he's dead.
He was dead a second time, yeah.
Yeah, and
TP is available though.
Maybe he goes in and tries to seal the kick away and eventually doesn't get onto the eye. So it's just an easy one for Peanut. And, Cannon doesn't really use anything to get that done as he is Lee Sin.
And he's just continuing to stack. And they keep trying to kill this Ambessa. It's not working.
Yeah, the Sonic Wave not going to land, but the Lee Sin does get in as do they have enough damage to take out Zeus' double TP coming down from HLE. Keen just flashing away as Keen and Canyon realizing they're in a lot of trouble trying to get out here with this Cassante as Zeka with the chains gets under the turret, but they don't have the damage to take out Keen. As the ult still not enough. Another redemption gonna get Keen down. The turret 6 bomb, and Cassante is just so dumb. He's still alive. How is he? Okay, finally the flash 2 comes in, and Viper takes him out. As Duro makes his way up, but look at the health bars now. And now really the Ziggs is unkillable. Nobody can get onto him as Peanut is desperate to do so. As Duro trying to frontline, and maybe they just have enough people to push him away from the fight. As the damage is there, the damage is done. The Rift Herald also thrown down in the top lane.
I guess with the Keen Sante that's so unkillable, maybe the real 80 carry all along was the top turret, trying his best to get the damage done. Ruler tries to show up and make an impact there in the end, but it's too little, too late. Gen G, one last fight, one last opportunity on this Dragon.
I mean, Canyon's right here looking for the steal, but Peanut has been so good on his smites. Let's see what it comes down to. Just going to be kind of a flip as Ingo's the least in down to 35, and it goes to Peanut anyway. As he's been so good on the smites. The follow-up here, the bomb is big, but these guys live basically forever. And accessing the back line, Ruler in a lot of trouble. They're trying to peel for him. But now your front line is just gone as well. Ruler, no escape for him. Does go down even after the satchel used defensively. As this one threat comp not necessarily working out for them. Duro in a lot of trouble here as well. They give that kill over to Viper, and HLE are running away with the game.
5,200 damage in the fight. He doesn't even have 225.
Yeah, I mean, he's got it, and Gen G, they say, well, might as well throw in a risk. A big one, that is, as Zeus doing a bunch of poke damage, funnily enough, on this Ambessa. And so is Viper. The Redemption can only do so much. They're trying to get that engaged, and the access to the backline is there once again. Zeus gets it. Canyon just trying to zone them away. And it was so desperate from Gen G. Eventually, Ruler will just be run down here as the one threat is gone. And Keen Sante maybe takes out Zeus, but it's not looking good in that aspect either. Finally does, but he's the only one to get a kill. As Viper has so much room, and Chovy runs tail between his legs, and Hanwha Life should be able to pick up this objective.
Two-item spike have been hit for Ruler.
Oh, the ult on in. Zeus wants the 1v1 as Taunt comes down, and Zeus sits him down once again.
I find it hard to see if it could be really worse. As Chovy stuck against Galio, or as Galio into an AD matchup, that's always a tough time. Also isn't really that tanky, while Zeka is on the other end of the map without teleport.
All right, let's make this more interesting.
I think it's hard enough as is.
Duro. Okay, what I was going to say is, let's just say, if Gen G win this game, Chronicle will shave his head for his next LCK cast.
Hey!
Just like Max, you know?
Yeah.
For a good time. You accept Chronicle?
So many yeah. Wow.
Lock it in.
Well, there's no vision here on this Baron, and somebody's got to check. Eventually, we see the Alistair ult is stolen, and they just turn onto the jungler, and Canyon is down. And just like that, they don't even need the Baron. Just get the kills and push on in, and now, with those 2 kills, they will be able to take down this Baron easily enough. And they play it excellently. They don't make any mistakes. It definitely will. The game is certainly over from here as Ruler, no escape for you, as Peanut's got his eye on you, as the flash comes out, and you are taken down. Ruler, no hope for him. No more wave clear left here on the side of Gen G. No more hopes, as Hanwha Life Esports will be forcing a game number 4 in these grand finals.
Hanwha Life putting Viper on the Smolder. An expensive pick for them too, one they have really mastered, but it is well worth it in this one.
Yeah, at least you take it away from Chovy, I suppose, as you got Zeka in the pool, but you know who's not in the pool? It's Viper, as yep, he's just gonna be burning everybody down. He says, hold on a minute, let me get these kills, as the little Elder Drake that could. As they take down the Nexus turrets, they will take down the Nexus, and we have finally got a series on our hands here.
Because this Jarvan game was absolutely ludicrous. Look at the damage he did. Really, really high impact in the early skirmishes. One of the biggest difference makers, I think, for this one.
Blitzcrank, a big one for Duro, and he's just gonna slam it down in the first rotation.
I would not hate it here for Hanwha Life. Instead,
Oh!
we match one grab with another.
He's saying Lucian.
Oh
yeah.
Man, this is not
That's a good
what I
pressure
expected
point.
to see, but it's great with the Pike. It kind of saves the Pike for me a little bit here, because now you have a strong 2v2, and even in early skirmishes, there's some extra power the Victor, the Skarner, and the Ornn are not going to provide. Sure, the Ornn and the Skarner have great CC, but they didn't. If they went for something like a Zeri, you just wouldn't be able to follow up with it very well. But the Lucian burst in those early skirmishes may be able to get Hanwha Life an objective or 2. Just a single dragon might allow this Victor to scale later on. But otherwise, there's side lane pressure here on Gen G. They have the Pantheon to protect it. The Cassiopeia, which does so much damage in the mid game, and even later on in the late game if Gen G are ahead, plus the threat of the Blitzcrank, the extra insurance policy that Gen G has. I'm going to have to lean with you, Chronicler, on this one. I think Gen G ended up with a much stronger draft here in this 4th game.
So much comfort here on the side of Gen G. Just can't wait to see it play out. As we are ready, let's hop onto the rift for game number 4.
We'll get found here, but there is Canyon.
Yeah, Zeka just gonna flash this one and try to get away. The poison is down. They don't have enough damage. It's Delight, still level 1. We do have a bit of a dive here. Setting up in the top lane as let's see if Keen can survive with a flash stun into the wall, and that's enough damage for Viper as he picks it up, has to flash away, but his first blood onto Hanwha Life Esports is 80 carry.
And this is the power of the Lucian. And
Zeka no flash.
Oh, Zeka in trouble.
Yeah, this was very confusing trying to go for that control ward. He is going to have the flash come out here from Canyon, but it might be enough as he's going to taxi out of the Raptors, and Victor with no flash trying to kill a control ward just gets punished here, and it's kill over to Chovy as well.
Did actually pick it up off his grump, but obviously top side is very mobile.
Zay's going in trying to beat this one, and he will be successful. Now, can they get the kill onto Keen is the question, and with Peanut here at level 5, I think you've got enough damage, but the sustain here for Keen is pretty large, and Zeus is being chunked out, has to run away. It's just going to be Keen versus Peanut. And this is a very long lane down on the bottom side, but eventually going through the wall, and the follow-up comes in from Zeus to clap him down and get the kill.
It's a big deal that Zeus flashes, though. If he doesn't, and Keen gets a moment to maybe get another Q off, that could have been the difference maker. That's going to be Grubs traded for Dragon. They really don't seem to be aware of the ward. They keep trying to go for these bait setups.
I mean, Duro's just going to flash away from the damage, just to make sure as the burst comes in. There's the hook on a Peanut. Do they have the damage, though? Yes, they absolutely do. As Zeus on the flank gets the double knockup. As the burst comes in, the Arcane Storm is out.
Chovy?
As now Chovy, he wants more. He is desperate for something more, but not going to keep them around for long enough. In goes Canyon, but he's taking a bunch of damage. Flashes on in onto Zeka. Down goes Zeus as well. Just chunks the two of them down. As Viper finally going to get the one. Delight also picks up yet another kill. As now looking for Chovy. He's going to get in close and does get the hook down. And they're getting so much more over the back of this fight for HLE. As Heartsteel finished for Peanut, they're going to look at this Rift Herald, and they're bursting it down quite fast with the Lucian. In comes Canyon. And he's certainly curious about this, but yeah, they just can't even get close to it.
So quickly from lane to lane.
Oh, Ruler. Oh, he doesn't want to use that ult, but he will be forced to at the end of the day. And he could have avoided a decent amount of that damage if he just used it early.
The Light's looking.
The Light's looking for it. The ult comes in, and Ruler's just free. Not looking, doesn't barrier, doesn't flash. Meanwhile,
Is he out?
oh, no way. It's so incredible. This gets out with the Rift Herald.
There's no turret.
There's no turret. Delight is just a menace in this game. He's 3-0. He wants a bit more than a redemption, I think, is going to stop the play as Delight takes a bunch of damage from the Maiden, but
They get a TP out of Chovy into the mid lane as well, and I think this is where Hanwha Life could say, all right, that's enough. We'll take this 100%. Now,
I do feel like if Gen G keep a Phalanx, if they all stay together and keep the Cassio and Xayah together, it's not going to be easy for Pike to get these big hooks. And speaking of which, they're going to get the flash immediately out of Viper and the cleanse. The culling on top of it all, and Peanut's just trying to get in. He's going to steal it away, and he's Scarter. He just laughs his way to the bank and goes all the way away. As yes, they are going to get this hook here on the Zeus, but it's just the one kill here for Gen G as they lose the Drake in the trade.
because Peanut, his smites have been phenomenal today.
Oh, trying to catch Chovy here. It's not quite going to work out as they got to know this how to kind of started.
And with that cooldown gone, I think that's just it. Viper doesn't have flash. They cannot continue any further here.
Blitz is going to remain an issue unless Hanwha get to the point where they have full control of the map, right? Which, thus far, haven't seen yet as
Yeah, goodbye.
down it goes.
50 golds.
These fights have been so explosive. Really feels like a single hook from either Delight or Duro can be the difference maker. And as I say that,
Very close, going to dodge everything. Actually, the laser on top of it
The
is
TP?
now we got a TP. Zeus very far behind enemy lines. They want to turn onto him as the flash, and the hook is going to miss. As Zeus has to flash out of that one, the re-engage comes out from the horn, and the impale over the wall. Canyon straight into the wall himself, but he will not die. Peanut wants the kill, but he's flashing it at 4 people. And this Peanut, not the time or the place, but they actually do get the kill.
what?
Funnily enough, I don't even know how he died.
How did Canyon die?
Oh, we'll have to take a look at the replay as Canyon died to something.
Chovy still going
And a
forward.
burn. And yeah, I mean, the stun comes down on a Chovy. Lots of poke damage coming down from the Victor.
Guys, that's rude. We can't just summon the Maiden.
The light's right
and
here.
die immediately.
Yeah, 50 gold this time on a Zeka.
turret's going to go down, it looks like, as well.
Yep.
Peanut's there.
Turret's gonna go down. Might just come down to a flip, and it goes over to the Saya of all people. 3-man knockup comes in from the Ornn, and that's Yorick down. Keen just out of the play, and HLE say, well, we got the pick. Rotate big time up towards the top side of the map.
Yeah, they want to grab this mid turret, it looks like here, just push this wave in and look for a siege. They can clear this ward super quickly. I just don't think Gen G can come up to save it. So more than just a kill here onto the Yorick, they will grab that turret as well.
Look at how deep Chovy is pushing. I think he has to be really worried. Ornn's there. He might be in deep trouble. That could be Nash if he dies.
He's so far down the lane. Oh boy. Well, Chovy, you've cooked some great stuff before, but I'm not sure this is it. As you've got a Skarner, you've got a Pike, everything is missing for some reason, as a big ult does hit too. But eventually, you're just going to have too much damage on top of you, as they're going to give the kill over to Zeka as well. And the second the Dragon spawns, we'll see if this works out for them, as they're kind of lined up in the bowling alley, as two of them get knocked up by the Ornn. They pull off of the Baron, and now Keen is zoned away from the rest of the team. HLE staying together as a 5-man unit. As we do see a bit
Chovy's
of a
behind
flank
them.
coming in from Chovy, but that's a Cassiopeia flank. Not the most dangerous thing I've ever seen, but now trying to get the engage going onto this front line. Zeus is going to be burnt down. There's nobody's there. They were staying together, and then they split up as they were following Keen. Hook goes down onto Keen. And now Peanut's in a really rough spot. He's going to be taken down, and the amount of damage Gen G is being they're just not paying attention to it at all.
It's 1 by 1, as we said earlier. The hook from Duro is the difference again, as Chovy finds the flank, sets up the miasma, and they have enough damage. That's going to be Nash.
Hanwha Life just have to take this concession of getting Soul Point in exchange. There's no way they can fight this anymore. They don't have a jungler. And the chase, the over chase onto Keen there is part of the undoing, but it's really the Duro grab that changes things here for Gen G, and they set it all up. They were the ones who started the Baron looking for a turn, and Hanwha Life just did not have the cleanest chase down there. They didn't have the cleanest denial of that Baron, and now with Baron, Keen's gonna take out this inner turret. The game is suddenly turned on its head in just a matter of seconds.
Chovy is also about to finish his next item, and Hanwha Life, the team fighting power is still there. There is still a fat Pike. They just need to be so careful, because if anyone gets singled out, they're in trouble. But I think they still have the 5v5 power if they can find the front to back, instead of getting picked off 1 by 1.
Zeus running straight into them. Nice culling to do some damage, and that's the hook on a Canyon, but that is the Pantheon. And Zeus who has to flash away, but Canyon goes down at the end of the day. This Pike is about to get some big value. Looking for Hero. That's a second one on the board. Delight, he is here to party. He says, this game is mine, and I want to carry it. Zeus going in, maybe trying to take that away from Delight. Got to be careful. This Delight's still on the chase here. He's going to find Keen on the backside. Not going to land that hook, and just disengages out of there, but still so much money given back over to HLE. Meanwhile, on the sideline, Zeus having some trouble with this Yorick. Keen seems to be on lane himself with 3 items, and he is chunking through this Ornn, so
That cleaver,
they're gonna have to deal with him somehow. It's not gonna be Zeus alone.
and that gets Prio, and this is going to force a response.
Yeah, Hanwha's on
By
a
the way,
timer.
they
They have
can't
to be
respond.
quick. They have to be quick.
Okay, that's a lot of damage in a ruler, but the culling goes into Duro. That's not the target you were looking for.
King's gonna keep going. He's not gonna stop.
Hanwha need to be fast on how they win this fight.
Yeah, it should just be inhibitor, you would imagine. Down it goes as we'll see what happens with the TPs, but now we're just gonna have a 4v4 team fight at this point, and it comes down to the Zaya as Ruler steals it away. I mean, they were the one who started it, but yeah, no steal away from Peanut.
And Keen just gets away with this. Even if he dies here, his job is done. He avoids the second activation.
Oh, there's 5-man coming.
TP coming in. They have
no way.
Oh, they stopped the channel with the ult from the Victor, and this is right before the Baron. As he's trying to turn this one around on Azeka. I don't think so, but he flashes for that one. Delight's in stealth as well. Duro looking for some kind of hook. They want to access that backline, but the peel is insane. Canyon getting on in, goes into his GA, then bull hook Zeka though. As maybe that's enough. Might just come down to a flame. But Ruler will not be denied these objectives. And he's full health.
He just keeps getting them. But he might have just saved the game. He's able to secure the Baron. Zay is desperately on the chase here with Viper following up and Delight.
Instead, he's just desperately giving kills over to Ruler.
Even though Gen G weren't able to end the game off of this, top lane inhib is still down. right, will be coming up soon as Keen takes a ton of damage.
There's a lot of poke going back and forth, but now we finally get an Impale engage, but Canyon as Pantheon lives for so long, and the damage from the Xayah and the Casio is way too much for the Ornn to deal with.
They gotta get out.
Last follow-up from Chovy is gigantic, goes Golden, and the hook comes through, and that should be it. Gen G with one fell swoop might have just won this game.
10,000 damage for Ruler! 10,600! He had the smite button in this game, and his damage is off the charts. Who says the Victor scales? This Xayah is the biggest on the Rift.
Feel like the Blitzcrank is scaling better than the Victor in this one. As Viper, he's desperate, he's trying to clear the waves, but he's not gonna have it. Gen G, get the revenge for last summer, and they are your 2025 LCK Finals champion.
And Ruler leaves for the LPL, has an incredible first year on JDG, the second year, not what he wanted. Comes back and makes clear why Gen G brought him back with an absolutely exceptional performance in this final game.
Every single member for Gen G had a big part to play in this title win. Duro's first ever LCK title in his first appearance. He's picked up the win in an international tournament already, and now comes in as one of the best support players here out of Korea to go to Worlds. Ruler's performance, Chovy's performance, this team was world-class all year long, was stopped short from going to first stand by Hanwha Life Esports, was stopped in summer last year by Hanwha Life Esports, but revenge is sweet for the Tigers this evening.
And for Hanwha, I think they had a much better run still than many of us were expecting in this playoffs.
And for Peanut, the last Rocks Tiger will give one final bow to the crowd. His final LCK game on his iconic Skarner. But his journey for 2025 is not yet at an end. He will have an opportunity to win a Worlds title this year.